Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it'd be good to put like an intro. Like, I just wanted to talk about the fact that like that clip got the episode that people are about to watch. The clip got retweeted and followed by Andrew W. Like, I don't know. I kind of wanted to talk. I don't know if it would be better to do like an intro, like the episode you're about to watch. This is what happened. This is why we're doing this intro, or if it would be better to leave it at the end, or if not even do it at all. I don't know.
What do you want to do?
I don't know. I was gonna. The more I thought about it, I kind of talked myself out of it. But I was gonna take like a screenshot of the retweet and an updated screenshot of like the last view count, which is over like 3,200 some odd views. I think last I checked, which is fucking bananas to me. And I don't know. I've been gobsmacked all day, to be quite honest with you. Good gobsmacked, but just still trying to process everything, man. Like, it's not. I absolutely know that it's not necessary. It doesn't necessarily mean that people are going to jump on the podcast. That clearly hasn't happened. There's not 3,000 people that just started subscribing, and I don't blame them. If they listened to the first episode, I would subscribe off the bat. I think episode 2 is a much better episode. Last night, you said you tried calling me a bunch. I actually thought something happened to Buffy. Like, I got really worried because you knew I had dinner plans, and I thought, well, shit, he's calling and he's texting. Call me back. I'm like, something must have happened. Like, I got really nervous. And I was with Gabe and Kate, and we just got done eating dinner. You ended up just texting me a screenshot of like a clip that you put on Twitter that had like 2,000 views at the time, and I remember looking at the picture and not really paying attention to it. And then you texted me, and you're like, "You need to call me when you get a chance." And I'm like, "I'm at dinner." And you're like, "Call me when you get done. Call me when you get home." And then I called you, and you told me, "I'll let you tell me how this all started," because I actually don't know the full story. Like, you and I didn't really talk a whole lot last night, because when I got home, I literally went right to bed because I had to be up for work in the morning, so I didn't really get a chance to kind of unfold this. But today I've certainly been trying to process it all, so I'm going to let you take over.
So basically, I cut that part out because I wanted people to hear the emotion in your voice when talking about this person that had inspired you. Before I send it public, I send it to him. And then I sent it public and tagged him. I tagged him and I tagged Bad Religion. And then I looked an hour later and I noticed that he was now following the podcast and he had retweeted it. And then I looked and I'm like, oh, it has a lot of views now. So I'm like, Doug's going to freak out. That was my first thought, was Doug's going to freak out no matter what. Whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, either way, Doug's going to freak out. So I was just trying to give you a heads up.
Oh, that was a monumental evening last night. I had a tough time. I actually didn't fall asleep till like 11:30. I sat in bed watching the view count go up like a fucking kid.
Andrew WK, he obviously retweeted that. And he's following the podcast. And, you know, he just seems like a really positive person. And
that's why I love him, dude. I'm still trying to process what I want to, how I want to say. This has been an interesting couple days. I'll be honest. The reason why this means something to me, not just because somebody I happen to really love and take something out of take something. Not just because I love this person, and not because I take something and utilize something from their art in my personal life. But it certainly was an icing on a cake. The last couple of days have been kind of blasé for me. Like, I haven't really, I wouldn't say I've been miserable or unhappy, but I haven't felt, I don't know, I just haven't felt right. So Saturday we recorded with my buddy Tony, and I loved that episode. And that was also the episode where I realized I was losing my hair, and I got to be honest, that I know it's not a big deal to you. For me, it's a big deal. You have to understand. Like, this is it's a I'm handling it a lot better today than I was the last couple of days. But that kind of like put me into a funk. I cannot. That getting that information, finding out that Andrew WK retweeted a clip from our podcast and blew it up with that many view counts. The first thought that went through my mind was, I can't believe, like, there's no way I'm going to sleep in the next 20 minutes. Like, it's just not possible. Like, I'm going to be...
Not view counts alone. What you don't see is my analytics. Media views, there were 3,300 views. Impressions, times that people saw it, were 19,944.
I don't understand impressions. That you mean just see it in passing?
That it appeared on someone's feed and they at least looked at it. Not that they watched the whole video, but it's
19,000?
Yeah, 19,944 impressions so far.
All right, knowing that kind of really fucking throws me off now, but the entire day has just, I don't know, it was weird. I woke up exhausted. That's a Tegan and Sarah song. I woke up exhausted. It's now morning. So yeah, I went to bed pretty late last night, probably 11:30, midnight. I'd say I passed out, and when I woke up, I was just exhausted, and it was like 3:30 when I woke up. And I tossed and turned, and I said, fuck it, I'm not working out today. I'm way too tired. And then a half hour went by, and I got out of bed, and I said, fuck it, you need to work out. Don't have this bitch attitude. Just get your shit together, get going. And by 4:30, I was up at the track, watching the sun come up, listening to music, trying to process the end of last night, and looking at this morning, at what I saw on my screen this morning. Created a Twitter just so I could follow this shit. And I listened to... that last Andrew WK album maybe 5 times today on a loop, and found more inspiration than I ever thought I could find in that. And I thought a lot about what I wanted to say to anybody who may be watching the episode they're about to watch that clip came from. Number one, thank you. I hope to God. I hate this. I joke and say I love the sound of my own voice. I hate the sound of my own voice. Fucking listening back to and editing myself is one of the worst things I can possibly fucking have to deal with. But
you get to hear my silky smooth tones. So
silky smooth. Yes, this is very true. Above all else, thank you for giving us your time. I hope to God that it's not wasted. I hope to God you're not bored. But beyond that. I thought a lot about it today. Like, regardless what happens with this show, if it goes on, if it gets big, if it peters out, honestly, I'm so content with the idea that somebody who inspired me knows now that they inspired me. And what I took from that, what I spent taking from that today, because that's all I've been working by myself all day. I've been in my head thinking about this, and I'm like, I'm at the point right now where my Instagram is predominantly like, just living a better life, being healthier. This is how I'm doing it. This is what I'm doing. It's an exaggerated version of myself. I'm not going to deny. I'm 41, man. My entire life, I thought I wanted to be one thing. I thought I wanted to be another thing, and it kept changing. And now that I'm at this stage in my life, I know what I want to do. Like, I want to keep doing this. If we can be somebody who, let alone keeps people from being bored, but if we can do the same thing that Andrew WK or Dave Grohl or Bad Brains or anybody that we talk about with adoration, if we could do that for somebody else, that's kind of all I really want to do. I don't give a shit about money. I don't care if Andrew WK ever never is a guest on our show. Like, the retweet was more than enough, and it made my day, and it also made me kind of realize what I want to do. I want to see the best in people. Like, I want to be able to say some horrible shit just to get a laugh out of people. I'm never going to give that up, but I like the idea of positivity. I talked a lot about that today at work with a few people I work with, and I'm like, because that's the one thing people kept telling me, like, you seem like a different person. It's like, I spent so long being miserable as fuck, man, and it didn't get me anywhere except being more miserable. Like, the positivity thing is already starting to fucking pay off in dividends as far as I'm concerned. So that's kind of what I wanted to say is, if you stuck around because of the retweet from Andrew WK, a million fucking thank yous, and I hope I don't disappoint you. And just enjoy life. I think that's the only thing I can honestly take away from the last day and a half of pulling myself together. Just appreciate every fucking moment, man. This has been a really, it's been the best day of my life for a long, that I can honestly think of in a long time. It's been good days, but this is a pretty fucking great day. So, thanks.
When I look you up on social media, I see so much of this line: Andrew WK saved my life. Andrew WK saved my life. I understand that you're grateful, and I also understand that it's somewhat baffling. But how does it feel to know that you're having not an ideological impact on people's lives, but perhaps a concrete change in people's lives?
I don't know how I feel about that idea. I don't have that feeling about it. I feel like we relate to one another.
Yeah.
And as much as they think I'm saving their life, they're saving mine. So it's this phenomenon, this essence of feeling that we're both interested in, that we're both seeking and creating together, that is saving us together. So